Hey guys, welcome back. Excuse the way I look, but you know me, I try to be down to earth and I could care less about you guys seeing me in my scarf. What I wanted to tell you and talk to you about today, now, if you haven't seen my video about the tarantula, go back and watch it. Last night, I mopped the floor really, really well, the whole house. And in my downstairs bedroom, that's where I don't use that bedroom. I just use it for an office. And I don't use the bathroom at all when I have to go. I just come out here and go to the half guest bath. And that bathroom, normally I store my mop bucket, my regular bucket, and extra paper towels from Costco. Normally that door stays closed. The light is always off, except, the daylight that comes in through the window. I do keep the sink plugged, and I keep the drain covered with the flat silicone drain cover. But I do try to pour bleach down the drains, but I still never use the water in there. Maybe a month ago, I start noticing, those little bugs that look like, they're not centipedes. I guess they're millipedes, but they're really skinny, almost look like little pretzels. Harmless. They just mosey along. When you mess with them, they'll curl up into like a little circle, but they're very harmless. But I noticed like there will be tons of them outside running around the patio because of the light. And then every night I would get maybe 3 or 4 of them walking across the dining room floor, and it seemed to always come out of that office. Okay, they always seem to originate from in here. Now, you see I have the sliding doors that go out to the backyard. The door stays shut, and I have a broomstick down here to keep the door from being forced open. And like I said, I can see sometimes, they're not out there now. I guess it was a time when they were just really prolific, time of the month or something, and they would be all out here just walking around, 50, 60 of them, those little cigar type bugs. So what I'm thinking, the sun beating down on the glass, the rain, the change in the temperatures at certain times of the year, from maybe warmer during the day, but sometimes pretty cold at night. The seals around these doors are nothing but rubber, and rubber is fallible. After a while, it starts to crack or dry rot or separate and pull apart from, wherever it's being put, which allows insects to just come up underneath the door seal and get inside. So today, I went to take all of my plants. So I went into the bathroom over here. And like I said, normally under here, I will keep the pack of paper towels. There's some bleach. I have these containers that I fill up to water my plants. The sink stays stopped up. The shower, the drain stays stopped up. And the light stays off, and usually the door stays shut. Right over there is where I keep my mop bucket, and after I use it, and it's a little lip there, so I will tilt it on the lip so that it'll dry up underneath. And then I'll put my regular bucket there as well. And then shut the door because nobody goes in there. So today when I went in, I looked at the mop bucket and I saw something brown and a nice size. And I said, oh, it's a leaf. And I was about to grab it and throw it out because the other day I moved one of my plants and a couple leaves fell off. So I thought maybe that's what it was. But I really thought like, nah, because I remember picking those leaves up. And how would it get in the bathroom? Because I didn't mop it up. So then I looked closer. Y'all, and I'm going to show you him now because I thought he was dead. When I went to sweep it up with the broom and dustpan, he took off running, or she. And I emptied off 3/4 of a can of Raid on it. So it was right here, right on the edge. But it's back there now. Let me show you. Y'all, it's a Scorpio. And I know it's a scorpion. But it's a scorpion. I've never, and to me that's a big one. So he was curled up. I guess the raid, when it killed it or whatever, made it relax and stretch out. So I'm assuming it's dead. I don't know. So it had to have come from that door. Okay, so we already know, we already assume here in Merida that the exterior doors are just not going to fit properly, and you're going to need to buy some weather stripping and put on your doors because there's a gap somewhere. But you assume a patio door is secure, right? But, evidently not. I don't really see anything. Well, I take that back. The night before last, I looked on the floor and it was a spider. Not big, just like your normal size spider, but it was thicker, hairier. And when I raided it, of course, and then when I went to pick it up dead with the paper towel, I realized that it had a little brown spot on its belly. I think it was a baby tarantula. This door already has a strip at the bottom, but I've sat right here at this table and I've watched a small cricket come bolting through from right there, trying to run across the floor, and I got it real quick. But the point of the matter is it has weather stripping and it still made it in here. In the kitchen, the same thing happened through the weather stripping, that I put a small roach got in and I caught it running across the floor and I got it. Now, I really don't have a problem with bugs here like that. Most of my stuff is outside, but every now and then, I'll see something and I'm like, you ain't supposed to be in here. Okay, so this door, I really haven't seen anything come through that door, but heck, who knows, right? Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make here is this. Plan to do a little work when you come here to Merida. If you don't like bugs, right? Move this camera. Make sure you have some raid. Now, they don't have ortho home defense. That stuff works really, really well, but they don't have it. I shake my shoes. I don't care what type of house you live in, how expensive your home is, how secure you think your home is. I would recommend shaking your shoes before you put your feet in them. The next thing that I would recommend if you're living here in Merida, especially if, and it doesn't matter from what I read today, that there's scorpions in Centro. There's scorpions in all these different colonias. It doesn't necessarily, you may find more in areas that are on the outskirts of the peripheral, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's none inside. But the good part about the UV light is you shine it and the scorpions glow, I don't know, blue, green, I don't know what color they glow, but they glow. And that's also good, not only for in your home, but for if you are renting and you want to take your dog out before you let your dog run in the grass at night, you can shine the light to see if there's scorpions all in your grass, right? Before your dog goes out there and get bit, now you got to go to the vet late at night or whatever, or in the evening. The other good thing about a UV light is it also shows pet stains, urine stains, as well as bed bugs. So let's just say you come to Merida, you want to rent a furnished house or furnished apartment. The owner has beds and tells you, those are new mattresses, or the people that lived here before you only stayed here a couple months, so they really weren't slept on, yada, yada, yada. But you're renting a home, say that's pet friendly. Well, when it gets dark, you're gonna want to turn that light off and shine that UV light on that mattress. One, because you're gonna want to see maybe that person had a small dog or a cat that slept in the bed with them or played on the bed and peed all over that mattress. You want to check it to see if that mattress that you're sleeping on that looks normal ain't full of dog pee stains. The same thing with bed bugs. And that's also good if you're traveling. Whatever visual bed bug, examination that you normally should do when you go to a hotel or Airbnb. Now you can up your game with that UV light, and they just come like flashlights, battery operated or USB operated. So yeah, that is concerning to me because I sit here at this table in the kitchen quite a bit. It went into the bathroom, probably because it was looking for water. But had it decided to just crawl out here in the open, and I wasn't paying attention, and I didn't see it, and it came under the table, and I moved my, oh, what is that crawling? See? Stuff. Y'all, what the hell is going on, okay? That came from probably the front door. It was a little roach. Now, outdoor roaches don't live. If you're from the South, you'll get those all the time. In Florida, you call them palmetto bugs or water bugs or whatever you want to call them. You'll get those. But while I'm sitting here making this darn video, I look to the side and the darn roach, I'm about to show it to you. It just crawls right across the floor, like on cue. It wanted to be on YouTube. It wanted to be on the camera. There you go. See him? That is absolutely insane. So, as I was saying, I have weather stripping all around that front door. What is going on? Oh my God. If I wasn't sitting here and I didn't see it, it probably would have died anyway. Outdoor roaches don't live inside. It's not like they're going to be all in your cabinets and, unless you have a lot of water and debris in your home. I'm a extremely clean person. So they don't live inside. You'll usually find them upside down somewhere, probably a couple hours after they come in or the next day. Daggone, that was right on time. I'm just done. I'm through. I got a Scorpio in the bathroom, not an Aquarius, not a Leo, a Scorpio. And then I got this roach. I need to buy some more Raid because it's empty. That's okay. So Cartes Ross is coming by here to drop off my cake pan and take me to OXO, and I'm going to be buying some more Rated OXO tonight. Let me tell you really quick about scorpions. They are venomous, and they do have a very painful bite. They may or may not cause problems. The recommendation is to go to the ER, to a doctor, and kill the scorpion, bring it with you so that they can identify the species, because some are a little more venomous than others. But some people do have reactions the same as if you had a bee sting, where you may have some difficulty breathing, or your tongue will swell up, your lips, your face, your hands, whatever. So you may need like an EpiPen type injection. One thing about scorpions is that they cannot climb slick surfaces. So you will typically see, or recommendations, like if you live in Vegas or Arizona, to like your bed frame, your bed base, whatever. If you have the kind that has 4 legs, they put the legs inside of a jar, like an old coffee jar or pickle jar or whatever kind of jar. And you put your legs in all of the jars because they can't climb the glass. Because scorpions have a tendency to want to get in your bed. There have been many, many people bit because they get in the bed at night and there's a scorpion under the covers. I say this to tell you that if you live in some of the areas that you're more common to see a scorpion, which would be outside of the periférico, and you have a 1-story home, you may want to be very careful as far as making sure you shake your shoes before you put your feet in them, and look under your covers before you get in that bed. especially if you have a fabric bed base. If it's wood, I kind of really wouldn't worry too much about it, but I can tell you, when that scorpion started running, it tried to jump. And it jumped maybe, I'll say 4 inches off of the ground to try to jump onto the wall, but it couldn't adhere to the wall because it's tile, so it just slid right off. But imagine if that was something with a little bit more tooth to it, it could have got hold and went up. So imagine if you have a bed and you have a quilt or a spread that is hanging, touching close to the floor, and there's a scorpion and it wants to jump, it can climb up your covers and get in your bed. Definitely make sure that you have all of your doors, including, which we don't think of, we do the exterior doors, including your sliding glass door. Make sure, don't assume that it's already rubber weather stripped or whatnot, obviously, because of me. Because I know that I just know that's where that came from that door. So make sure that you add some extra weather stripping to your sliding glass door, and keep your covers off the ground. See, that's why Mexicans sleep in hamacas, not only for being cooler, but because it keeps them off the ground. They're suspended in the air, and there's no contact with walls or close to the floor where stuff can get them. Everything that's done here in Mexico is done for a reason. You may think some things are weird or stupid or backwards. Trust and believe, when you really examine it and think about more than just the surface of it, there's a reason for everything that happens here in Mexico, why they do what they do, the way they do it.